Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Reckonist. Welcome to Football Manager 2020. And if there were any questions about whether the Reckonist can still do it, is he still the greatest? I mean, he's won the world title 11 times. Can he hold on to the crown? Is he still the best? And I think this proves it. I am still the greatest football manager of all time. And if there are any doubts in there, what I ask is for you to prove it. Prove that I am not the best football manager. Prove it. Okay. Right, so what's happened here? I took over Estudiantes on a stream and said, okay, we're going to do an achievement run. I did initially have plans to do this live on the stream, but I woke up this morning and I felt I'm going to give it a go. My wife can verify that this is 100% correct as well. I haven't saved scum. There's no other real way to check that. But it's 10 consecutive competitive matches without conceding a goal. Fantastic. How I did it is with Estudiantes. We made one signing, and I'll talk about what this is now. If you look on the analysis of the last 10 matches, you will see glorious stats there. There hasn't been a single goal conceded in 10 matches. All our goal assists from corners and free kicks. Fantastic. Exactly what I wanted. And all my free kicks are set up on this and all my set pieces. In fact, I've only got one set piece up for this, for corners. Which is a mixed one. I'll go through that in a second. But as you can see, they did get 3 clear-cut chances, and our goalkeeper did man up a few times for it. But still, fantastic results. And it's just exactly how I played it out, which is like my favorite part of this. It's exactly what I thought would happen. We'd suck all the energy out of a game by wasting time and just doing short possession-based passes. And then, as teams get frustrated, we'll get free kicks and capitalize on them, free kick set pieces. And it worked it worked perfectly. I'm so happy with it. It's really exciting because it's a whole anti-football way of playing. But pretty much like that Millwall save that I did last year, where we were focusing specifically on, not scoring goals. It's just stopping them from scoring. And it's worked out exactly the same. So what is it? Let's talk about it. Our mentality. The default for the anti-football tactical style that I have, which I'll upload all this onto the Patreon for several weeks, and then we'll put it onto the Steam Workshop, which I've not done for a long time. But, Patreon people get first dibs on it. Thank you very much for your support through this. Right, what's going to happen is we've gone for balanced mentality. And the reason is, if you go to your club info and you look at your media prediction, that will give you a good overall strength of your squad. 7th means we're above average. So for an above average or slightly below average, you should probably go for a balanced. If you are way below average, I recommend cautious or even defensive. Probably cautious is worth it. But if you're also stronger, I recommend positive as well. That the play style reflects how much freedom you give your individual players to make their own decisions, and it opens up different presets in the match engine for what they can and cannot do, are more likely to do, and not more likely to do. So I've gone for balanced with Estudiantes because they were 7th. Okay, possession football. We're extremely wide. Why have we done that? Because we've got a huge block of 5 midfielders in the defensive half of the pitch most of the time. So we're safe centrally for counter-attack. So if we have the ball, and we're going to have it a long time because we're doing a low-tempo, much shorter passing game, we should spread the play out as much as we can, just to give the opposition issues, shall we say. So we've gone wide, extremely wide, because we're very secure centrally. So we've gone for that. We're playing out of the defense despite not having a natural ball player other than Naldo, who isn't probably not good enough to play week in, week out, because we are playing possession football. Of course, playing out with the defense is the bare minimum, I think, for anyone trying, even pretending to play possession football. That's what we've done there. Much shorter passing, as I mentioned, because we're trying to suck all the life out of the game, draw fouls, etc. This was originally much lower tempo, but now it's gone up to lower, and we are seeing a few more chances happening because we are actually kind of rushing with the play a little bit in the final third. So, tempo slightly up than it was originally. Time wasting all the time. Nice guys don't win matches. We're wasting time to draw or effectively not concede. Play for set pieces, as that's our only strength. Final third, we're not going to define it in any particular way. I want all options open. A far post cross, a near post cross, early cross, long shot, work it into the box. Not going to define that. Having no defined style makes it very hard for the AI to actually go ahead and learn your tactic and also focus in on one aspect. If you've got shoot on sight on, they're probably going to sit back. If you've got work ball into the box, they're going to try and stop you from working the ball into the box. So the fact that I've got no defined style makes it much harder for the AI to counter it. And dribble less implies more ball possession, because run at the defense means, take people on and take risks with possession. We don't want that, so dribble less is on. And creative freedom listed as be more disciplined, because I don't want the players to think for themselves, really. I want them to follow this. I want them to much shorter passing with low tempo. I want them to only do that. I don't want you to make decisions by yourself, okay? Transitions, right? Yeah, where this really changes completely away from what is usually popular in FM. No counter press and no counter. Everyone knows who's been watching how sick I am about how powerful counter press is, particularly with counter on top of it. Running round like headless chickens, really. And I don't like that. So I've got regroup and hold shape, because we're not pushing for counter attacks. And we are not necessarily pressing, as you can see. We'll see in a minute. Distribution from the goalkeeper anywhere, but as long as it's short, it's fine. We'll have plenty of passion options with 2 defensive midfielders from a fullback position. So we'll have that one and that one. So they've all got at least 3 on that side of the pitch for fullbacks to pass to. They can pass to centre half 1, defensive midfielder 1, or centre midfielder. And that's on both sides. Centre back can do even more than that. That's absolutely fine. Short kicks, because we want to pass it out, because we're playing from the back. And slowing the pace down, because that goes hand in hand with the time wasting as well. So hold on to the ball, get people frustrated, and don't keep the ball out of the pitch as long as possible, pretty much out of play as long as possible. In the defense, we're sticking with wide, again, because we're super powerful in the center. We don't need to worry about congesting the pitch at all. We've gone the opposite way, and we're going to stay wide. So if there is a changeover, we're already in decent shape to capitalize on any mistakes. And I've moved the defensive line a little bit lower rather than the standard, just so we're just slightly deeper and more defensively sound. And also pressing intensity, I've left it as standard. I don't want them to press. I don't want them not to press. I want them to make their own decisions up on that. Press when necessary, press when it's a good idea. And that's kind of the way I'd like to play football. It's the defensive version of, it's not the long ball, it's not the short ball, it's the right ball. So that's the kind of thing we've done there. Marking tighter, of course, taking advantage of what is effectively a really good, strong defense with Estudiantes. And staying on feet, again, implies being ever present and not diving in, taking risks with your tackles. What's the point in that? Stay on your feet and make the mistakes. And this has all come together with an incredible run of form of 10 without conceding. And I first tried it. Again, verify with the wife if you give a shit about that kind of thing. But this was really good. I'm going to share it with the Patreon. I'm going to put it up on the Patreon page in a few minutes, along with this little video. And if anyone has any questions, observations, by all means, leave a comment. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you on the next stream. Take care, guys.